Here are 10 faceless YouTube niches, all printing $10,000 a month in 2025 that you can realistically copy. Now guys, I'm not here to sell you a course. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. And guys, let me just say the last niche is by far the craziest one, so make sure you guys do stay around and watch till the end. Now, coming up first, we have Simple Paint. What these guys do, and FYI, I'm going to kind of be ranking these based off difficulty for people to kind of enter if you're a brand new beginner with YouTube automation. Now, coming up with Simple Paint, these guys are absolutely exploding. If you go ahead and check out their view stats, these guys simply do like 2D animations. One of my actual recent videos kind of went into depth on how you can replicate this niche exactly in terms of actually making the videos. And if we go ahead and let's wait for view stats to reload really quick. And here we go. They have done 10 million long form views in the last month. And these videos probably have an RPM of about $4. So this one channel here that started only 5 months ago has done $50,000 to $40,000 in the last 30 days. And this is a niche that anybody could copy. It's got heaps of scalability. The ideas in this sort of space are very scalable. I mean, the worst mine deaths ever, the worst military deaths ever. They're kind of just covering really gruesome deaths that have that virality and have that potential. Now, for a niche like this, it is definitely feasible for a beginner. I would say if it's your first channel, I'd probably avoid this specifically and kind of work on something that is more beginner friendly. But if you are intermediate and you know what you're doing in terms of YouTube automation to at least a small extent, this channel is a prime example of something that could scale to 10K a month very, very easily. Coming up at the number 2 slot, we have Factual Wisdom. Now guys, I want to emphasize this. I've just found this niche today and it's pretty insane. Essentially what they post is, I don't even know what this is. It's a bunch of spiritual motivation content that is entirely AI. Now this is one of those channels where I definitely wouldn't recommend using it as your main source of income, but having multiple channels in a similar niche to this is just passive income. I mean, these videos are astronomically easy to make. Like if you go ahead and look at it,
add more layers. They're here to take the
literally just an AI voice, an AI script, and just a plain image that changes once every like 2 minutes. This niche specifically isn't making too much. So their RPM is probably about $3 to $5. I'd probably say $5 currently because we are sitting in Q4 and they're pulling about 277,000 views a month. So they're making approximately, if we say they have a $5 RPM, $1.35 thousand a month. Not horrible, but once again, this is one of those channels and one of those niches where if you are a beginner and you have a little bit of time on your hands, I would really recommend just copying this guy one for one, doing exactly what he's doing and kind of just replicating it, testing your luck. And in a niche like this, you really don't need to dedicate too much time. In terms of total revenue this channel has generated, they've done 2.4 million views in the last 5 months. So they're probably sitting at about $10,000 earned. Not too bad for a little passion project, super easy to run channel that you can then scale into multiple empires. Next up, we have one of the craziest niches I've seen, recently. The first video was only posted 2 months ago and I've never seen a niche or anybody else kind of do something like this. So all they're posting is finance content. Now you guys might kind of understand where I'm getting at with this, but it's finance content that's more catered towards an animation and cartoonish style. So not only are you going to have that insanely high finance RPM, obviously not as much as if you were doing like dropshipping or a real finance video, but I could definitely see these short 6-minute videos having an RPM of upwards of $4 to $5, which if you guys don't know, on a 6-minute video is absolutely mental. Now what they're doing is essentially posting 2D animations and obviously very, very simple animations. AI could do this super easily, covering financial world crisis events. If you guys don't know, Trump did a bunch of tariff stuff this morning and the stock market and crypto market has just absolutely crashed. So right now could be a really good time to make a video copying this exact kind of format and style, but for that video idea and just printing new world ideas that come out all the time regarding finance. I mean, a lot of scalability, a lot of virality, and these videos aren't very long at all. You can use an AI voice, an AI script, and obviously your only real push for this channel is making the visuals themselves. And as I said, this guy is blowing up. This recent video he posted 1 week ago has 646,000 views. Let's say the RPM is about $5. That's $3,200 profit off of that one video, and this channel just started 2 months ago. I can't wait to see it like 6 months from now. Now guys, really, really quickly, if you want to go ahead, and this is something I don't offer very often, but if you want to go ahead and get yourselves a pre-monetized YouTube channel, what this means is we essentially sell you guys a channel that we have in our inventory that is completely organic organically grown that is monetized right off the bat, meaning you can simply change the niche and begin posting and generate revenue straight away. You can have, if you do an ultra long form channel, you can have a $20 RPM off the first video. Now, these are the cheapest on the market. Nobody else can offer them the same way we do in terms of safety. If you guys do want to go ahead and check it out, it's premonetize.com. The link will be down below. Use the promo code video and you'll get a 5% off discount, and that's obviously only for the first 2 people to use it. Cheeky little plug, but this is something I genuinely believe does change the game for creators. Now we have one of the craziest niches I have seen in recent time. Now, I've kind of gone into depth on ultra long form, so I'm going to bear you guys and spare you guys with the details, but this is a niche that essentially posts 1 to 2 hour videos that is literally just a still image that obviously moves with fire. You can do this with AI super easily. There's a bunch of sites to do it. And they'll essentially just have deep music and they just loop the entire video and they do like fall asleep instantly, deep sleep music. Now, you guys might be saying, well, how do I make this music? You literally can go onto suno.ai. This is a site where you can make music, AI music that you completely own the rights to, and you can kind of make it here. It's like $10 a month. No, not sponsored whatsoever. But you can essentially make like a catalog of music and just keep replaying them and looping them in every single video. And you can pump out like a month worth of content in literally one day. Now, in terms of RPMs, your RPM isn't going to be as high as a normal ultra long form channel. And that's simply because there's no speaking. It's just music. The way RPMs are sort of calculated is if you have a high US demographic, your RPM is obviously a lot more because advertisers are willing to spend more on those first world countries. But when you're doing a music channel and a channel that is kind of based in the music algorithm, you're kind of targeting people that don't necessarily speak English. So you will sort of see an influx in different kind of countries and lower demographics. But it doesn't really matter because the RPM should still be anywhere from about $7 to $12. Obviously, if you did have talking, you'd be sitting upwards of 20 to 30. And this one channel, Serene Night Beach, is doing about 500,000 views every single month with an RPM of, let's just say, $8. They're literally doing $4,000 profit every single month from a channel that you could automate in literally 35 minutes per video. Way less than that, to be honest. You could be pumping out like a month worth of content in a couple hours. Now, this is one of my favorite channels that I've seen recently. It's called Untold War Archives. Now, what they're posting is pretty long form videos like how one engineer's crazy idea made the XXX in World War II. They're showing like Germans, they're showing world wars, they're showing all these other historical factual events and kind of just making them into completely AI slop. You can take a look here.
1944. A cold Iowa morning.
These are 100% AI images. It's 100% AI script and 100% AI voice. Now, these guys are absolutely printing. I mean, their videos are about 35 minutes long with an RPM of about $5 to $6, and they're pulling in 400,000 views a month. So they're probably doing anywhere from about $2,000 to $2,500 a month. And once again, keep in mind, this type of channel takes literally zero effort. And they did start quite recently. I mean, they only started about 2 weeks ago. So that's within 2 weeks. So monthly, they're probably pulling anywhere between 4 to 5K. And this is something that has little to no startup time. I mean, you can see results pretty quickly, and that's because it is something we like to call a volume channel, meaning they're posting a lot of volume, and that obviously accumulates and has better chances to hit in the algorithm. Next up, we have a channel that I wouldn't recommend for beginners necessarily, but if you do have the capital and you have some knowledge of YouTube automation, this is an absolutely insane channel. Now, the philosophy of marketing, these guys started very recently. They only started about 6 months ago, and they are killing it. If we go ahead and check their recent video, it's like the 1.2 billion disaster of Prime. Obviously going into kind of factual, creator related events about news, and it's obviously pretty high quality.
The most hyped sports drink ever was always destined to fail.
Now, obviously, it's still done through the use of AI with the voice and the script, but in terms of the actual content itself, all it really is some decent SFX, some good VFX, and a decent editing team. Now, you could make this for, I would say, anywhere between $50 to $70 a video. And obviously, with good branding and good kind of packaging towards the thumbnails and the style of the entire video, you could easily be seeing results similar to these guys. Let me go ahead and pull up their view stats right now. But in terms of a flat RPM, I'd say in a niche like this, you're sitting on $3 to $5 RPMs. And another really good scalable thing about this specific niche is that you expand a lot past just your ordinary YouTube automation channel. I mean, you can build a realistic brand, you know, similar to people like Internet Anarchist. I mean, these guys obviously post more kind of people related things like Kai Cenat and, you know, news and relating stuff to that. But these guys have built massive brands, and they are obviously by far kind of gotten out of that YouTube automation bubble and more so into their own creator brand. So if you are looking for something long term, this is definitely something that I know and I'm confident will be around for many, many years. And as I said, they only recently took off, you know, very recently. I mean, only in October 7th. So a few days ago, they recently started to really blow up, and they've done about 500,000 long form views. So probably sitting on about $2,500 in revenue. And once again, they're not posting that often. Now, we have Crayon Capital. This channel is also quite insane. It's doing similar content to what I said with the finance animation channel before, but they're kind of doing, you know, more so the man who scammed millions and became a legend. More so story times that are still revolving around finance, but not so much today and current events, more so past experiences and things that kind of take a toll on history. So the Great Depression explained like you're 5, the 2008 financial crisis in 13 minutes. And obviously, these guys only started 5 months ago. They are absolutely killing it. They've done about 1 million long form views in the last month. And if we're talking about pure revenue, the RPM's probably about $7. So off of 1 million long form views, they're sitting on about $7,000 revenue just in the last month on this channel that only has about 9 uploads. If you are asking me what niche I would recommend getting into right now, if you have a decent understanding of YouTube automation, or if you're just a beginner, I would definitely say exploring this, looking back at my past videos and replicating this exact style of content for yourselves. Next up, we have a super easy niche to copy that doesn't necessarily have as much scalability, but obviously is one of those niches where you can have it running in the background and it's just completely passive income. This one is called Beyond the Brain. What they post is essentially stuff like the forbidden technique that makes your soul remember who you really are. All this spiritual bullshit that people seem to believe, but obviously it's quite long. I think you could even implement ultra long form into a niche like this and see pretty good results. But as you guys can see, they're only posting about 20-minute videos. They are completely AI.
Portraits, no official documents, no reliable...
Completely AI, literally just a slideshow presentation. And if we check out their views, I'd say, to be honest, they've probably got about a $5 RPM once again. So this is one of those channels where they aren't posting that often. I think you could be doing daily and doing ultra long form. They're only doing about $1,000 a month. But if you were to push for, as I said, ultra long form and post daily in a niche like this, once again, very low effort, but you could easily be seeing results like $3,000 to $5,000 a month. That would obviously scale as you go along. Coming up to our second last slot, we have something I actually found today, and this is probably one of the craziest niches I've seen in a while. Once again, I know I've said that a lot, but this one is called Midnight Vix. This is the exact channel that I would recommend getting into if you do actually get yourselves a pre-monetized channel, and I'll tell you exactly why right now. These guys are posting entirely ultra long form videos regarding Minecraft. So like 3 hours of trio Minecraft horror to fall asleep to, 3 hours of deprived horror to fall asleep to, all these ultra long form Minecraft story times that are obviously 100% AI scripts, 100% AI voice, and the entire process can be expedited through the use of AI. And the coolest part about this niche is that the videos are like anywhere between 2 to 7 hours long. So if we're talking about pure RPMs, meaning how much they're paid per 1,000 views, they're probably sitting on about a $15 RPM. And as I said, they're only doing about 58,000 views a month at the moment. So nothing too crazy, but even just off those little amounts of views, they're pulling in close to $1,000 a month on this channel that is very, very new. We go ahead and check their oldest upload. They only started about 3 months ago. And coming up to our last channel, I found something quite crazy that I actually didn't know existed until recently. This is the Dual Logs. It is essentially Yu-Gi-Oh videos, right? But ultra long form Yu-Gi-Oh videos. So nobody is actually doing this just yet in the way I'm about to explain to you. But what they do is essentially like 5 hours of explaining how meta engines and deck work fall asleep to. Previously in the past, you would have had to have a good understanding of how Yu-Gi-Oh worked. But nowadays, as I've said many times through the use of AI, this can be entirely expedited in terms of video ideas, script writing, you know, the entire process, obviously voice acting. And all you really need to do is just have the visuals, very subpar visuals, by the way, with the AI voice and the AI script corresponding. Now, target 3 to 4 hour long videos. This guy right here, the Dual Logs, is pulling in 1 million long form views a month now. Not all of his videos are ultra long form. So we're going to go ahead and presume an RPM of about $7 after we equal out, you know, the long form and the ultra long form. Let's say about a $7 RPM. he's pulling in $7,000 a month. Now, he has been going for a very long time, but the fact that this kind of niche has that much proof of concept is a very, very good sign. Now, guys, once again, in a niche like this, I would definitely recommend getting yourselves a pre-monetized channel if you're doing ultra long form. If you're doing short form or something like that, I would say it isn't really necessary just because getting the subscribers is quite easy. But in terms of, getting monetized in an ultra long form niche, it can take a very long time just because the views you get are so valuable. So just to get 4,000 subscribers or 2,000 subscribers, it might take you 1 million views, and those 1 million views with a $20 RPM could equate to like $10,000 to $20,000 you're missing out on without having a pre-monetized channel. Now, once again, if you want to go ahead and use the promo code video, you can get yourselves a 5% off discount. Join my Discord server if you haven't already, discord.gg/1%. It's a really cool community where we all kind of network and share results. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all later. Have a great day.